For this video, I want to emphasize that the silence between the words is just as important, if not more important, than the words themselves. So if there's a prolonged pause between the words, don't get caught up in the expectation or the anticipation of the next thing that I'm going to say, because it's ultimately not so substantial. The words themselves, they of course have a meaning, but what they're ultimately pointing to is something which is truly ineffable, which can't be spoken, something that is deeply, innately one with your true essence of being. Everything else is a second-hand emanation of that. It is that, but not intrinsically. So the silence between these words is the real aim of focus, the real point of interest. Notice how still the silence is. It's a complete absence of any movement or change. Whenever sounds arise, they appear to cover up the silence. But in actuality, the silence it's there, it's underlying the sounds. Only the sounds themselves are more demanding of your attention. The sounds come and go, and the silence remains perfectly still. One could say that the silence is the substratum, the birthplace of the sounds. The silence is also equally the deathbed of the sounds. You could imagine an equilibrium, a straight line, with a wave arising from it and then sinking back into it. The silence, the stillness, is always the point of return. It's always the default state. And this can be held in mind as the sounds arise, as attention focuses on particular sounds. It can be deeply seen behind that attending that all sounds are born from the silence. And the implication of this is that there isn't any particular distinction of appearance that can cast a real, substantial effect. It can certainly seem to when you compare moments in the past with present moments. And that comparison is more activity arising from the silence. It always comes back to the silence.